Alright, today we're going to learn about the differences between the passé composé and the imparfait. The passé composé is used for something that happens once, a one-time event, something that has a start and a finish, so something that has ended, or something that interrupts something that was going on, so something that happened once and stopped something that was consistently going. The imparfait would be used to set up a scene. It would be used for emotions in the past, or really saying anything that you were in the past, you would use the imparfait. If you want or desire something in the past, you would use the imparfait. To describe how something used to be, that would use the imparfait. Something that would consistently or habitually happen that you would do more than once, you would use the imparfait for, and something that you were in the middle of doing. Some phrases that would indicate passé composé or imparfait are, for passé composé, un mardi, un soir, une fois, and le 20 septembre. So specific dates or specific times like that. For the imparfait, you would use le mardi, le soir, d'habitude, chaque jour. So something that happened consistently that didn't stop, or something that was a habit. Let's look at some examples of the imparfait. Quand j'étais jeune, je jouais au basket. So this is describing in the past, when I was young, I didn't stop being young at that point, so it would consistently happen. And je jouais au basket it's not something that happened once, it happened habitually. Habituellement, nous mangions au restaurant. That's saying that we would eat out at restaurants a lot. So, since we didn't do it once, you would use the imparfait. Elle se brossait les cheveux à la salle de bain. She was brushing her hair in the bathroom. And since it doesn't have a clear end, you would use the imparfait, since it was going on and it never necessarily ended. Il faisait froid. If you're talking about the weather in the past, you would usually use the imparfait. For the passé composé, hier soir, Pierre a vu un film au cinéma. So Pierre saw a film, and he is done finishing the film, and he only did it once, so you would use the passé composé. L'été dernier, vous avez acheté une voiture. You only bought the car once, and it stopped. So you would use the passé composé. Un matin, les élèves sont arrivés en retard. They arrived once, and they didn't continue to arrive, so you would use the passé composé. And notice the phrase un matin, it's on that one morning, not every morning. And now let's look at an example with them both in one sentence. Un soir, je nageais quand un homme m'a parlé. So I was swimming, and it was going on, it didn't stop, when a man spoke to me. And he spoke to me one time, and it interrupted the imparfait action. So that's why you would use passé composé in the second half of that sentence. L'homme allait au supermarché quand, soudainement, il a vu un chat et il s'est arrêté la voiture. So he was in the middle of going to the supermarket, and then suddenly he saw a cat. He only saw it once, and he only stopped the car once. So you would use the passé composé for those two. But when he was going, it was a consistent action that wasn't stopping. So you would use the imparfait. Now let's look at some irregular verbs. Dire means to say, and it is conjugated je dis, tu dis, il dit, nous disons, vous dites, not vous disiez, and ils disent. And the past participle for that would be j'ai dit. Lire means to read. Je lis, tu lis, il lit, nous lisons, vous lisez, ils lisent. And the past participle is j'ai lu. Écrire means to write. J'écris, tu écris, il écrit, nous écrivons, vous écrivez, ils écrivent, and the past participle is j'ai écrit. Some examples would be Marie écrit un roman, nous lisons un livre amusant, il dit qu'il fait beau, vous dites que vous avez une grande maison. And here are some practice questions. This is some practice with the irregular verbs, so conjugate those. You can pause the video if you need to. And here are the answers. Nous écrivons, ils lisent, le prof dit. Another practice question. For this sentence, form the passé composé and imparfait form of the present tense sentence. So make two different sentences in both tenses. Here's the answer. Do the same thing. And in both tenses. For this one, change the passé composé sentence into the imparfait. Next one, change the sentence from imparfait to passé composé. And now decide whether the sentence is using passé composé or imparfait, and write PC or I. And here are the answers. So hopefully that helped.